Good morning, students. How are you all doing? I hope you all are doing good and welcome back to Teleeducation classes. And today I have come with a new chapter, new topic. Let's see what is it. You keep on guessing. And I hope you all can see the screen. So, what do you see here? So this is a situation, this is a scenario, and we are going to, discuss about this scenario. What are these two kids talking about? Okay. So what do you think? What do you see? What is it? This is a place, right, full of books, and these two kids are reading something. So what do you think? Which place is this? Correct. So this is a library, right? So this is a library. Libraries are full of books, different kinds of books we get there. We go to library to read books, to gather knowledge, right? So these two kids, let's see what are their names. So their names, the boy, he is Rohit, and the girl, she is Ariana. So these two kids were reading books. Let's see what is written here. Imagine Rohit and Ariana are two good friends. Okay, so they both are very good friends. Okay, who loves reading books and novels. So they are very good friends and they both love reading books and novels. Now you tell me, who among you love books and reading, love reading books and novels? Like there are some students who loves reading books and novels. That's a very good habit because it is very helpful to you, because you will be able to learn so many new things from books. You will be able to learn new words. You will be able to learn English if you're reading English books. So reading books is a very good habit. If you don't have this habit, try to have this habit. There is no harm in trying. Just see if you get any interest in reading books or novels. So they are these two kids, Rohit and Ariana. They are very good friends and they love reading books and novels. Let's see what happens next. They often spend time in the school library for their similar taste during the break time. So this is their school library, okay? So they are very good friends and they love spending time in school library because they love reading books and novels and they have similar taste, and that's why whenever they get break time or whenever there is break time, they go to library to read books. Okay, now let's see what is happening here. So this Rohit, what did Rohit say? Let's see. Rohit is saying something. Hey Ariana, I recently finished book on murder mystery. What a thriller it was. It almost impossible to predict what could happen next. So Rohit was explaining his experience, that he recently finished one murder mystery book, okay? And he was saying it was such a thriller that he could not expect, it was impossible for him to predict what was happening next. So it made Ariana excited. So what did Ariana say? Really? Tell me about it. Where can I find it? And who is the author? So she got excited, and because she has also similar taste like Rohit. So she was excited and she was asking Rohit, where will I find this book? And can you tell me who wrote this book? Who is the author? Everything. Now let's see what Rohit replies. Rohit says, don't worry, I will give you all the required details. So Rohit was willing to give all the required details to Ayana because he also wants her to read this book. Because he knows, right, Ariana is a friend, is his friend, and he knows that Ariana is just like him. She has all the similar interests like him. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that was the whole conversation, right, between Ariana and Rohit. They are very good friends. They have similar tastes. They always spend time in school library whenever they have break time, and they read books with they have similar tastes, so they read similar books. And Rohit even explained one of his experiences. He has recently finished one book which was related to a murder mystery, and it was so thrilling. He even expressed that it was impossible for him to predict what was coming next. So it was all about this story. Let's see. So I told you to guess the topic, correct? So did you guess it? Yes or no? Tell me. Okay, so whoever has guessed it, you did a great job, and whoever has not guessed it, don't worry, I have come with the topic. So our topic is book review writing. So we are going to learn how to write book review. So what is it? First you have to know what is it, because we are going to learn the topic, right? First we have to know what is this topic or is about. So here is the question. What is a book review? Let's see what is it. Can you see Tom and Jerry? That's a very common cartoon. We enjoy watching it. Even I have become, I am old now, but still I love watching this cartoon because they are very entertaining. I love the fights they do with each other. Okay, so let's see what is a book review first, because this is our topic. We need to know what is it. A book review is a descriptive critical account of a book which contains an overall summary of the content. So, whenever we read a book, okay, suppose you are reading a book, I am also reading a book, we are reading a similar book. Maybe the emotions you are getting after reading the book is not similar to me. So I will ask you, did you like the book? You will give me a review, right? Yes, I like the book, but there was a part which I didn't find it interesting. I thought like it should be like this, that would make him, make that book more interesting. Then I will say, no, no, I love that part. It was so good. So we are very personal, right? Like book review is very personal. You may like one book, I may not like one book, right? So this is book review. Book review means telling about that book, telling about that story, telling about the writing style, giving a descriptive comment on a particular book. So we are going to learn how to write a book review. So they are saying, what is the definition of book review? A book review is a descriptive critical account of a book which contains an overall summary of the content. So book review also contain an overall summary, because with the help of book review we'll know what is the story, what can we expect from this book. So by reading a book review we can go for a book. If like you will see someone saying, did you like if you are a book reader, then you may be doing this conversation with your friends, like, did you read that book written by that author? He will say, yeah, no, no, no. Was it good? You will say, yeah, yeah, it is very good. You should give you should give a try. You should try that book. You should also read that book. So that's a review you have given to your friend. And then he will say, what is this book is all about? Can you give me an idea? You will say that this book is about this and that and that. So you will give an idea to that friend, and then the friend will go and buy that book according to your review. So this is what we are giving an idea about a book. So that is what we call as book review. Now how to write it? There is a process, right? There is a process of writing book review. Now today we are going to learn that. Let's move with the session. Let's see what we have. So we can see a book here. The title of the book is The Story of a Little Monkey. So this is the name of the book. Whenever we buy a book, we see covers like this where we can see the title of the book. Correct? Now they are saying the title or name of the book is the most important aspect of any book review. Correct. Whenever you go to buy a book or whenever you start reading a book, that the cover, it matters the most, because if the cover is attractive, if the title is attractive, then you will feel like, okay, what is this book is all about? Let me check once. Then you see the cover, you read the title, then you turn over the book, and then you read the review. Then you will get an idea, you will get a gist of the book, right? So that's why the title or the name of the book is very important, because it gives an idea of what we can expect from this book. Correct? So here we can see the story of a little monkey. So this is the book, and that's why they are saying the title or the name of the book is the most important aspect of any book review. Very good. Now you can see a man. Who is this man? He is writing something. They are saying this is the author. Name of the author. Correct? So name of the author is also very important. Correct? Who has written this book? Now, like, see, a book review must contain a systematic details about the author and his previous work, if any. So a book review must contain the details of the author, like who wrote this book, okay, and what are the books he has written earlier, what are the other works he has done, okay. Suppose this man, he is the author of the book. Now you have to mention what other books he has written. Okay, so there are so many books of Rabindranath Tagore, right? Rabindranath Tagore has written so many poems, so many stories, so many books. So whenever we we read something which is related to Rabindranath Tagore, then we refer to some other works done by him. So that is what they are saying. Whenever you are writing a book review, you should give a proper detail about the author and other works done by him. If the author is a new author, if this is his first book, then you don't have to write anything like what work he did or anything, because it is the first book. You don't have to write anything, you don't have anything to write, right? So you just need to give a proper detail of the author in your book review. Now what next? Type of book. Okay, so books are of different types. So here are some types you can see. Right, now let's see. Books are of different types, and we have different types of books in the market: adventure, thriller, mystery, fiction, science fiction. So many types of books are there. We have, we all have our own preferences. You may like reading storybooks, I may not like reading storybooks, I may like science books, right? So this like, different types of books are present in the market. So it's up to us what preferences, or what preferences we have, or which book we like. So we choose accordingly, and we have our own preferences, and that is how we choose our own books. Correct? Now they are saying that we are going to discuss about how to write a book review, right? But before that, we will love to see a sample, because this sample will help you to get an idea of what are we discussing. Okay, so this is a sample I am going to show you. In our next slide, we are going to see how to write a book review. So this is a book. Then the name of the book is Tales. Okay, the author is Hydros Alua, accession number 1425, publisher National Book Trust India, expected price rupees 350 approximately. Where to find? Amazon.in, Flipkart.com. So they are saying this book is written by Hydros Alua, okay, and the publisher is National Book Trust India, and the price of the book is 350 rupees, and you can buy this book from Amazon.in or Flipkart.com. Now let's see how to write a book review of this book. Okay, so gist, can you see the purple section, the purple box? You can see so many things are written inside the purple box, right? So this is the book review. So this is a sample how to write a book review, and they have written gist. Gist means you are giving a small, you are writing a summary. You are writing a summary of that whole book, like what can you expect from that book, what is this story, what is this book is all about. So this is how you need to write. I am going to read this summary so that you can also get an idea of this book. Correct? Because we have just seen the cover picture, we could understand by the name that it is written Tales. That means it is related to animals and tales of the animals, right? But we don't know what is exactly we will going to read inside the book. So we are going to read the whole summary, which will give us an idea that what can we expect inside the book. Let's read the summary. Gist: all birds like peacocks, parrots and ostriches have tails as well. So do lizards and scorpions. Tails comes in all shapes and sizes and are used for different things. The cow has a long tail which is bushy at the end to switch off flies and other insects. Correct. So we know, right, every animal has their own tails. They have different kind of tails, and these tails help them in doing different things. So we are now discussing about how these tails of different animals are helping them in their way. So we are now first discussing about the cow. The cow has a long tail which is bushy at the end and to swish off flies and other insects. Correct. Dog's tail vary in length, shape, size depending on the breed. Correct. So dogs are of different breed, right? We see so many dogs, different kinds of dogs, different types of dogs, right? Small dogs, big dogs, so many breeds are there. Golden Retriever, Labrador, so many breeds are there, but they look different, right? They look different. They are, their tails are different from each other. So they are saying dog's tail vary in length, shape and size depending on the breed. Correct. Dogs wag their tails to show pleasure, but when frightened, they put their tails between their legs. Okay, so we know, like, whenever dogs are wagging their tails, that means they are happy. But whenever they are frightened, they, hide their tail, or they, put their tail between their legs. That means it shows they are frightened or scared. The monkey's tail is long and slender. Slender means very thin. Okay, so monkey's tail, we have seen monkeys. You can see you can even see the picture. Can you see his tail? It's very long, but it's thin, right? How does it help him? Let's see. It uses it to keep balance and to swing branch to branch. Okay, so his tail help him to keep balance. Okay, tails help him to keep, stay in balance, and also help him to swing branch to branch. This is how his tail helps him. The peacock spreads out its long. Do you know that once man also had a train? you know that we also had a tail once, but then this became shorter and shorter till it disappeared. Men did not use it because we don't need tail. What will do with tails? That's why what happened, our tail became shorter and shorter day by day, and then it disappeared because the nature has seen that we are not using our tails for anything. That's why it's not needed to give us tail. That's why we don't have tails now. Do you have tails? Tell me. Is anyone there who is having tails? No, right? If you have, if you have tail, please let me know. I will love to see you, because most of us, we don't have tails, right? So we don't use tails. We don't need, you don't have, no, you don't need that help of tail to do anything. That's why we don't have tails. So this is a summary of the whole book Tales, written by Hydros Alua. So now we have, now we can say that we know what can we expect from this book, because we got an idea, right? We know, like, what are we going to read in this book, what this author has written about. So he has written about tails of different animals, how they use their tails, how these tails are helping them in doing their daily activities. So now we have an idea. Now we'll decide by reading the summary if this story will be interesting or not. Now, according to this summary or to this review, to this book review, we'll decide, are we going to read this book or not. Okay, so this is how, whenever you go to a book, bookstore or a book cafe, whenever you decide to start a book or buy a book, you always read the review. You should always read the review to get an idea of the book. You can't buy by just looking at the cover. You have to read the whole review to know what can you expect from this book, or what are you going to read in this book. So by reading this review, you will decide if you like this story, or if you are interested in this kind of topic or the content, then only you will go for this book. So this is how you need to, write a review. So this is a sample. I will teach you technically, I will teach you the whole format. There is a format which you need to follow for writing a book review. Let's see what is it. Now they are saying narration of the book. So whenever you are writing a review, you have to, whether you have to write according to a first person perspective, or second person, or third person. That is up to you. How do you want to write? So it's, you have to choose one perspective, and then you have to write the book review. Then what else? Let's see. Then they are saying plot of the book. Okay, so who is the killer? Can you see this picture? Can you see this picture? There are three people standing, and there is a lady who is lying on the floor. I think she died, right? I think someone has murdered her, but by just looking at the picture, we can't say, right, who murdered her. So this is the plot. This is the main plot. Okay, the plot is that portion of the story where we get to know who is the murderer of this lady. So by just looking at the picture, you will find it very interesting. Okay, so the story is about this thing. So, but we have to read the whole story to know who is the murderer, right? Now they are saying, what is the story's chain of events? What happens in the rising action? What are the story's subplots? So we have to discuss everything in a review, like what is, not everything, but just giving an idea, like this story is about all this murder mystery and everything. So there are some characters like this, this character works like this character is like that, and then one murder happens. Now in that main plot, who did the murder, who is the murderer, is the plot, is the main plot, where we'll be knowing who has murdered this lady. Okay, so this is the plot. You have to give an idea about these things also in your book review, because this is the main thing. If you don't share these things in your book review, then the person who is going to, read your review, or who is thinking to buy this book according to your review, won't get any idea of what he is going to read in his book. So that's why you have to give all these details. Now they are saying how to write a proper book review, and what are the features you have to write a book review. Okay, so first thing is, you have to write your book review in past tense. Okay, so your review should be in past tense, because you are writing about a book you have already read. So you have already read that story, you have already read that book. Okay, now you have your own opinion about the story, about this book. So that's why you have to always use past tense, because you have already read it. It's not like you are going to read it, right? You've already read it, you know the story, you know everything, the writing pattern, the everything, the author, everything. You know everything about it. Now you just need to give your opinion, like how, what is this book is all about, and how you did you like it or not. So this is whatever you want to express, you have to do it in past tense. And emotive language, emotive language means the emotional language, like it's your personal opinion, right? How did you like it or not? So you should be very personal while expressing yourself. Whatever your stance or opinion, be passionate about it, your audience will thank you for it. So your review should be, your review or your opinion should be very emotive, so that it can influence the readers, because the way you will express yourself in the book review, it will encourage the readers or affect the emotions of the readers, and they will appreciate it. So be emotive, use emotive languages while expressing yourself while writing a book review. Now the next thing, voice. So you have to use both active and passive voice while writing book review. Then likes and dislikes. So there must be so many parts in the story where you will like something, and where there will be some parts which you dislike. Okay, so they are saying a reference to whether you liked or did not like the book and the reason for it. Suppose you liked the book, then you will say, yeah, I love the story, I love the plot, but why did you love the plot? You have to state the reason, because it has the plot is very interesting, the characters are very interesting, you can state all these reasons. But there must be some part where you may think, okay, everything is okay, the story was good, but this part I didn't like that part, and you have to say the reason why you didn't like the part. So you will say, I don't like the part because the reason behind killing that lady was not that appropriate. I don't think there must be a, he should murder a person for that reason. It is up to you, right? So it is up to you what reasons you want to give. So what if you like the story or if you dislike the story, you have to give reasons for both of the things. Okay, so this is what they are saying. And what else? More books by the same author. If that author, whoever has written that particular book, has written other books also, you have to give details about all the books written by him, so that the readers who are thinking to go for this book or to buy this book, they can analyze, or they will try to find connections with his other works or with his writing styles. They are saying the book review will try to analyze more books by the same writer and try to find connections within the writing styles. So if you give details about other works of the same author, then the people will see, okay, so this book is also written by this author, so this book was very interesting. I am sure that this new book will also be interesting, because there are some people who are reading books regularly, so they are familiar with so many authors and so many books or so many works done by them. So whenever they this one particular author like publishes a book, so they get very excited. They say like, oh my god, so you might have heard about Chetan Bhagat. Chetan Bhagat is very much famous for fictions, right? Love fictions. He writes about love stories, struggles, and all of that stuff. So whenever some Chetan Bhagat publishes a new book, whoever is a reader of Chetan Bhagat, they get excited, because they are familiar to his writing, right? So they are like, oh my god, Chetan Bhagat is publishing a new book, that means I'm sure his book is going to be very good, because I have read all his books written earlier. So I know, I love his writing styles. His writing style is very good, very easy, and we can connect very easily. So that's why writing, giving details about other books written by the same author is very important, because the readers will try to connect or try to analyze his try to find connections or try to analyze his work by comparing his previous work with the present work. Okay, now they are saying that you should write a book review in such a way that it encourage other readers to read. Your book review should be attractive enough to make the other reader, to make the other reader feel that okay, so this review looks very interesting. I think this story must be very interesting. I should give a try. I should read this book once at least to see what is happening inside. So your review should be in such a way that it attracts readers. It attracts readers, and readers should think of giving it a try. So you should write your review in such a way that it is attractive, it is encouraging for other readers to start a new book, right? So your language should be in such a way, it should be in such a way that it encourage people. A book review will try to encourage reader to read and expose different perspectives and opinions about the same. If your review encourage the other reader to read the similar story, he will have different perspectives, obviously. Then he will expose his different opinions regarding that book. Suppose I have given a review, and by reading my review you have bought this book. Now you read the story, you read the story, you read the whole book, everything. Now I'll ask you, hey, did you read the book I told you to read it? You will say, yes, yes, I read it. How did you like? You will say like, yeah, I liked it, but there was a part I felt like it should not be like that. But I will say, no, it was fine. For me it was fine. I loved that part, I enjoyed that part. But you would say, no, I don't think it should be like that. That is your opinion, and that is, I liked it, that is my opinion. So we want our readers who is reading books, we want them to express their own opinions, because it helps the writer, it helps the author to utilize their emotions, or to understand their emotions and analyze their emotions for their next work. Because books are for all this. Books help us to analyze ourselves, what we like, what we not like. So they are saying a book review will try to encourage readers to read and expose different perspectives and opinions about the same. Correct? Now, consideration when writing a book review. So you have to consider these 4 things before writing a book review. What are this? Let's see. Thinking. So you have to think, okay, before writing a book review. What are the things you have to think? I will state one by one. What was the story about? Obviously, first, what is the story about? You have to tell by writing a review, the story is about this story is a love mystery, this story is a murder mystery, this story is a comedy. So you have to mention all this. Who were the main characters? Were they credible? What did they do, and what challenges did they face? Who was your favorite character and why? So these are the things you have to think before writing a book review. You have to discuss about, you have to write about the story, the pattern of the story. You have to write about the characters. You have to write what they did in the story, what challenges they had faced. Not everything in detail, obviously. If you cannot write the whole book in your book review, you just have to give an idea, short. You have to write in a shorter way, okay? Then you have to tell who was your favorite and why was that character your favorite. So you have to mention all these things. Then connect, like why, after reading the story, did you connect with the story? Is there anything you could relate personally? So these are the things you have to mention. Let's see what they have written under the point connect. Could you relate to any of the characters in the story? Can you relate any of the characters in the story? Did you think that this character is like me? I also do this thing when I am in this situation. So this character is just like me. Could you relate like this? So you have to tell me if you could relate to any of the characters. Then have you ever done or felt some of the things the character did? That is what I said, right? If you're reading a story and you found a character, after reading his character, you are thinking, okay, so this character is just like me. I also did the same thing when this happened to me. So if you feel relatable, you should also mention that, okay, so this character is just like me. I also do the same thing whenever I face all this kind of situation. So if you have this kind of experiences, or if you think that you can relate to one of the characters, then you have to mention that also. Then you are going to read about the point evaluate, okay? So evaluate. You have to evaluate before writing a book review. What are the things you need to evaluate? I will read it one by one. Did you like the book? You have to say if you like it or not. What was your favorite part of the book? So then you have to say the favorite part of the book. Do you have at least a favorite part of the book? So suppose you didn't enjoy that much, but there were some parts which you enjoyed. So you have to mention that these parts were very much entertaining. I enjoyed this part. But and then you find like there should be some changes there should some changes. You feel that there must be some part you didn't enjoy, and you are like, it should be like that. It would have been like that if you change this part, then it would be more entertaining, or it would be more enjoyable. So you can give your more opinion, personal opinions, right? So if you don't like any part, if you think that this should be changed, or if this changes, then it would sound more interesting, then you can give your own opinion. Then recommend. You have to recommend this book to another person, right? Suppose you and me are friends, okay? Or among you I have a friend, okay, who, and you, and they just like Rohit and Ariana, they were good friends, right? And they have similar taste. They used to read books with similar taste, correct? So that's why Rohit suggested Ariana that why don't you read this book. I read this book just, I finished this book just few days back. It was so interesting, it was so thrilling, like that. Because Rohit knew that Ariana will enjoy this book because he knows her taste. So you should also recommend this book to someone you know who will enjoy this book, and you have to state the reason, like why are you recommending this book to those type of person, and why are you not recommending this book to other type of person. So you have to state the reason. Rohit will say that, yeah, I'm recommending this book to Ariana because Ariana is just like me, her tastes are very similar. If you see books, then that's why I thought that she will enjoy this book, that's why I recommended that book to her. And then if I ask you, Rohit, why didn't you recommend Rahul? So Rahul is another boy who has, whose taste did not match with Rohit. So Rohit will say, yeah, I didn't recommend to Rahul because I don't think Rahul will enjoy this book. Rahul has different taste. So that's why you have to say all the reasons why did you recommend this to Ariana, but why not to Rahul. So these are the things you need to mention, or these are the consideration you have to have before writing a book review. Now let's remember some points. Okay, so now this is the format you have to follow before writing a book review. So first thing is introduction. Introduce the title and the author with a brief synopsis. Okay, so you have to introduce the title and you have to give details about the author and his work. Then now body. In the body, what you need to write, the tone of the review, positive or negative. Okay, so after reading the book you will know, right, you are liking this book or not. So for by that thing only you will understand that are you going to give a positive review or negative review. So you have to decide the tone. So I like this book, that's why then I will give a positive review. I don't like this book, this is very boring, that means I will give a negative review. So you have to decide the tone before writing the book review. Then you have to tell that did you like the book, if so why or why not. If you don't like the book, you have to state the reason why didn't you like the book. But if you like the book, you have to state the reasons why you like the book, correct? Now can you compare with any other book? So you have to think of a book which you have read, or you have to, which have a similar story like this book. Then you can compare, or you can compare with some other book or some other story written by the same author. So if you then recall any book or any story which is similar to the particular story, then you can say that, yeah, we can compare this book with that book written by that author because it is quite similar, but just there are some instances or where we can see some differences. So if you have anything like that, you can share that in the body portion. Okay, now summary. So in summary, what do you need to write is what were the key points or message from the book. So you have to write the key points like the characters, the story, what was the story is all about, little bit idea. Then you have to say about what message can you expect from this book, or what message this book is trying to give to you. So you have to write all these things in summary. So this should be your format. First one is introduction, then it's your body, then it's your summary. So in introduction you have to write, you have to introduce the title and the author with a brief synopsis. In the body you have to write tone of the review, positive or negative, that you will get to know after just reading the story. You will decide, right, which tone are you going to use. Did you like the book? If so, tell me the reasons that you liked the book. If not, tell me the reasons why didn't you like the book. Then you have to compare with any other book if you can recall. If you think that this story is similar to some other stories written by some other author, then you can also mention that in the body portion. Then we are left with summary. In summary you have to write the key points and the message this stories or this book is trying to give to the society. You have to mention that in the summary portion. Okay, now the opinion. So the last form, the body, last portion of the format, that is opinion. Who might the book appeal to, and would you recommend this book to readers? Now you have to tell why are you recommending this book. Okay, you have to state some reasons of recommendation. You have to say like, why are you recommending this book to this type of people, why this type of people. So you have to tell that they are, I think this kind of readers will relate to this book because they have their mentality like that, their thought process works like that. So you have to state all the reasons of why are you recommending this book to this portion of readers, and what makes you recommend this book, what is the reason that you're recommending this book to others. So you have to mention all these things, your opinion, you have to use emotive language to share your opinion because it will directly connect to the readers. Okay, now let's see what we have. Now we have a question. Okay, let's see what question we have. Proofreading is a most important aspect of a book review as it helps to catch any grammatical or spelling mistakes, to analyze the characters of the book, to support our opinions and viewpoints, all of the above. So what do you mean by proofreading? First you tell me, do you know what we mean by proofreading? Proofreading means checking. You wrote your book review, right? Now before publishing your book review, you have to check it. If you have done any mistakes, is there in any error, if you have made any grammatical mistake, so you have to check it, right, before it gets finally published. So that checking part is known as proofreading. Now I have told you the meaning of this word, this term proofreading. Now it's very easy for you to choose the correct answer. Correct? So these are your 4 options. You have to tell me which is the correct option. I'm starting your timer. It's for 30 seconds and it has started. I am reading the question again. You have your time. Please answer it. Proofreading is at most important aspect of a book review as it helps to catch any grammatical or spelling mistakes, to analyze the character of the book, to support our opinions and viewpoints, all of the above. So I can see some people are, some students are answering, but I am expecting some correct answers. Okay, so we are done with the timer. The correct answer is A. I can see some students have chosen A. So very good students who have gone for A. I already told you the meaning of the word proofreading, right? Proofreading means correct, checking your book review before it gets published. Okay, it's not it's about, if we do revision while before submitting our answer sheets, right? So that to check if we have done any mistake or not, it's all about that. Proofreading is also same. When your book review is finally publishing, you have to check it before it gets finally published so that you ensure you did not make any mistakes. Very good students that you have answered it correctly. Now we are going to see a question. Let's see what question we have. So a question is, Simi's grandfather had gifted her a bicycle for her birthday. She was very excited to learn how to ride it. She fell down quite a bit while learning, but instead of giving up, she kept on trying. After a few days of practicing, Simi could finally balance and ride smoothly. What quality did Simi exhibit the entire time that she was learning how to ride the cycle? Your options are commitment, resilience, rational thought, perseverance. So Simi, this girl, she has, her grandfather's gifted her a cycle and she has been trying to, learn how to ride a cycle. She has fallen, she has, she has to go through so many obstacles, but she still has tried hard and she could learn how to ride a bicycle. I am starting the timer. Choose the correct answer. You have 30 seconds to do it. It's very easy. It's something, related to your day-to-day activity. What, like if you were Simi, what will you do? Then what, what learning, what quality did she show when she was learning how to ride bicycle? Okay, I can see some students answering. Very good students. So last, okay, so we are done with the timer. Very good students, the correct answer is B, resilience. Okay, so this quality Simi was showing while learning how to ride a bicycle. Very good. Now yeah, it's time for feedback. Okay, so you don't have to give the feedback. I think we are done with the session today. I hope you all have understood what I was trying to teach you. If there is any issue or if there is any problem, you can let me know. I will try to explain in our next session. Thank you for joining the class, students. Take care, stay safe, and keep learning. Okay, I will see you on our next class. Thank you.